What's up troopers, my name is Neon. Why is console taking too long? That's been the biggest question for a lot of you guys who have always been constantly asking me, Neon, when is console coming out? It's actually become one of the most requested questions when it comes to Delta Force. Anytime you think about Delta Force, that is the number one thing you think about. But even if it's completely new and you're looking at Delta Force news, console is one of the first things what's spoken about because it's the number one requested thing. And I totally get it, and we're going to deep dive into the whole situation with console and talk about what is going on, why is it taking so long, will Battlefield have a CTE console version before the launch of Delta Force, big reasons why on the delay is taking too long, is this ruining the experience for the PC players right now, and so much more. A big deep dive, so get ready. I did have a video recently and I'm going to go and put it in the description below, or you can go and click on the top right, but that video was actually deep diving into the whole situation of console and really what's going on, because it sounds like there's a lot more legal reasons and more hassle what's actually going on the console side. So if you want to find that information what I talked about previously before, then make sure you go and check it out after this video. There has been no word and it's been completely silence on the website and everything when it comes to Delta Force. It's just been completely silenced. There's just been nothing. There really hasn't been. Yet if you go into the website, you'll see that it has a PlayStation logo and an Xbox and it's saying it's coming soon. And that is literally the only thing closest we got to the console release, because we already know an estimate of the console release, and this is going to really drive me insane because I can't believe how many times I said this, but it's coming out at Q1 2025. It's the most annoying thing ever. I would rather get a month or a date instead of saying Q1 69. For a business standpoint, I understand why they say these fancy words and when they try to estimate a release date, but the community, we're hungry, man. We just want a date. Is it too late, and is it hurting the game? That is a huge question when it comes to the console side. Is it actually hurting the game? I really feel like it is, because there's so many people who just want to get their hands on it, and I feel super bad. I took the biggest risk of actually being a controller guy and actually playing on keyboard and mouse and my first ever PC game. I took that big leap and I went out of my comfort zone to learn keyboard and mouse. Although I don't think I'm the greatest, actually I know I'm not the greatest, I do pretty bad sometimes, but I'm still having fun playing keyboard and mouse and learning how to play it. I feel like for a console guy like myself, it was about time I actually learned it. But I truly feel like it is hurting the game the most, because I always keep getting the questions in my live streams where hopefully I see you troopers in there. I stream pretty much every single day on the YouTube site and on Twitch, but so many of you troopers were keep saying to me, man, I wish I could play this game, and I can't imagine what it's like to be on the other end, just knowing that you want to play a game but the only thing you can do is just watch other people enjoy it, because a lot of people call it the honeymoon stage, and I totally understand what it is. It's like the best time of your life when you're playing a brand new game because you think it's fantastic because everything's brand new, but after a while you start understanding the game and it becomes more easier and you're just not as excited as you was before. You might be playing the game like 9 hours a day because you was having so much fun, and now you can barely jump on it. And one of the worst stages of having a honeymoon stage is really watching someone else play it. Unless you are one of them people who actually enjoys watching people's live streams but don't have any interest actually playing the game, then that's absolutely fine. But for a lot of people, they really get hungry and they want to play the game themselves, but they can't, and the only thing they can do is just watch people play it. And I totally understand. I've been on that side. As I said, I was a console guy. I wasn't lucky enough until now to actually have a nice computer, so when it came to all of these games what came out and it was PC only, I was on the other end. I was just watching everyone else play it. Really know how it feels, because I've been on the other side of that. It honestly just breaks my heart to know that there's so many people who want to play the game but the only thing they can do is just watch, and it really sucks because I'm playing the game and I know they want to play it, and I just feel bad about it because I'm like, dude, I wish I could squad up with you. I wish you could play this game. This is some funny news, I feel like, because Battlefield with its CTE or Battlefield Labs, whatever you would like to call it, will have it on the console side. This game of a playtest is going to be on console for the new generation, and I think that's kind of crazy, right? Because you got to think about it. With Delta Force, it isn't a beta, it isn't an alpha, it's officially out. This game is out now. It's a launch version of the game. What I think is really crazy, because I haven't played the launch version was never released on console before, as that's basically the standard, even controller support for PC. So the fact that Delta Force hasn't followed the standard of console releases or just standard launch release games definitely sucks. Maybe they kind of got away with this because it's free to play, I don't know, but knowing that Battlefield's going to have their beta version on console before Delta Force has their launch version really raises some eyebrows. A lot of you guys can totally argue with this. I feel like most of you guys already put your 400 characters in the comment section below and saying to me, well, Neon, it's EA, they're a massive company, but you need to remember the Delta Force is owned by Tencent, yes, Tencent is huge and they have a lot of money. You clearly can see that because Delta Force has chucked away like nearly $1 million. They're giving away a bunch of 4090 graphics cards. You can clearly see that Delta Force has a lot of money. So Delta Force, if you're watching this video right now, any of you guys devs, if you want to work on some stuff, because, you know, I wouldn't mind a little bit of extra cash, hook me up, man. Let's work on something. But this is the thing when I compare both companies. Yes, Tencent is a really big company, just as EA. But the thing is, when it comes to EA, they have done so many console releases, but Delta Force has only done one. Tencent is mainly owned by mobile games, as what it's already been. It hasn't really dipped into the too much of the PC side or even on console. So that is something what you do have to consider. Why is there a big delay on the console side? Why did it never release on the launch version? That's the biggest question. Why did it not come out on the 5th of December? I personally feel like it's the approval from the old generations. I don't think you guys understand how frustrating it probably is for these developers to work on a game from the old generation. You gotta make the game polished and the right design so it can work on all systems, because you have to downgrade it but still make it playable. And try to do something on a console what is super old now, you can understand why it's so difficult. And come on guys, you know how old the old generations are now. Most of you guys probably still have a PS4, and if you turn that on, it will sound like a jet engine. I had a noise suppression on my mic and my PS4 was still picking it up. I feel like my heater in my basement was more quiet than that. Although I totally understand not everyone can afford to get themselves a new generation console, but it has been released since 2020 now for the new gens. You guys have had 5 years to save up to get yourself one, but I understand not everyone has the money to get stuff like that, and I get it, but it really is a good time to consider a new generation. And if you don't consider to get yourself the new Xbox Series X or S, or even get yourself the PlayStation 5, then probably wait about a year or so, because at that point the new generation will be out and you have the PlayStation 6 and the Xbox XX, because that's how close we really are. The new generation consoles usually release around 7 to 8 years, and if you're still on the other consoles, then you're going to be on the old gen console. And you got to really think about that, guys, alright? That's like playing a brand new game on your Xbox 360. Think about that, because that's what it's going to feel like in the next year or two. If you've been thinking about getting yourself a new generation console, you really should consider it. And just look at the comment section below. Look how many people recommend it. Get yourself on the new gen of Xbox or the PlayStation, or even go into the PC. I know there's going to be a PC guy in the chat. Tell someone a good rig for a good price. Troopers, if you haven't already, leave a like on the video, would really appreciate it. And subscribe if you're brand new, man. I've been trying to catch up with all the news related, cover all the weapon guides. I honestly feel like I finished with all the main weapons in the game. So at this point, I've got all the build codes, all the tips and tricks, all the news related content right here on this YouTube channel. So you want to be subscribed. And I'm streaming pretty much every single day, so you guys get plenty of content from me. And I daily short all of the time as well. You know, this is my job, so of course I'm going to work hard for you guys. If Delta Force goes to us tomorrow or even today and they say, hey, we're going to be delaying the console side a bit more, how do you guys feel about that? Would you be happy about them like delaying it and you'd be okay to wait? Or would you be really frustrated? I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below, because it's a really important thing. Because if they do delay it, then you also think to yourself, okay, well, they need more time. But I really do feel like a lot of it is from the actual console side. I think Microsoft and Sony is taking a really sweet long time to give them approval, or maybe Delta Force hasn't got to the console stage for the approval on console. Because the one thing I do know when it comes to these builds is that the new generation is going to release first, and then the old generation is going to release a couple of months later. They already said that there's no way they can get out the old generation first, because as I said before, it's way too difficult to design. It's going to take more time. This is to all the people who are playing Delta Force right now. How is it right now for you? Do you feel like the console side is actually affecting your experience? Because hear me out, this is the one thing what I think most of you guys are probably realizing at this point, that level 50 is the max level. You can't even rank up any more higher than that. Yes, you can max out all your weapons and everything, but level 50 is the only maximum you can do. And that kind of sucks, because other games like Battlefield, you can have up to 1,000 levels and consistently rank up. And considering how much I played, I would be like nearly 200 by now. And I think a lot of this is the reason why they're capping it at level 50 is because the console doesn't have the opportunity yet. Once you guys start playing on the console side, you're going to start from level 0. Unless you're already on PC and you transfer your data over, 90% of you guys are going to start from level 0. So once that actually happens, they increase the level. Once the console gets released, you guys will have a bit more of a chance to catch up with us, as I'll only be level 50 and you're level 1. But then there's a flip of the coin of this, because on the weapon side, I maxed out pretty much every single weapon. I've got a bunch of weapon tokens, But all the console peeps, you guys won't have nothing. You'll start from completely zero. And I think a lot of it right now is that they don't want the PC side to advance so much that you're way behind on the console side. And I totally understand that, but man, it's been what, nearly 2 months now since Delta Force has been out. Dude, of course I'm gonna have a head start. I put nearly 200 hours into the game, but pausing the cap at level 50 just kind of sucks. I want to keep progressing, but that's the thing, I would absolutely just out everyone on the console side, and it really just wouldn't be fair. It's a whole flip of the coin of it, but it definitely makes sense. Well, big rant when it comes to the whole console side, big information as well. Hopefully this was everything what kind of tickled your pickle, or maybe give you the correct information to hopefully calm you down, to maybe understand why they are delaying stuff, or maybe if they're taking too long. Of course, they haven't delayed anything, so don't freak out about that, but the possibility isn't out of the window just yet. Make sure you troopers have a big discussion in the comment section below. It'll get pretty crazy down there. I appreciate the love and support as always. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the battlefield.